AITA, for not wanting to add my stepdad's last name to mine. I 16M have always felt pretty solid about who I am, especially when it comes to my name. It's not just some combination of letters, it's a link to my dad, who passed away when I was just 7. His last name is mine, and it's one of the few permanent things I have left of him. Let me back up a bit. My mom and dad divorced when I was around 5, but my dad was still a big part of our lives. Even after the divorce, he was there every week, every birthday, every holiday. Then when I was 6, my mom met my now stepdad. He seemed okay at first, kind, respectful, didn't try too hard. But soon after, we found out my dad had cancer. It was aggressive. We didn't have much time. That year was a blur of hospital visits, half-finished homework, and crying myself to sleep. When my dad died, it felt like the floor had been ripped out from under me. I was 7. My sister was 6. We were just little kids trying to survive a pain way too big for us. Then came that conversation. Only a month after Dad died, my mom and stepdad sat us down on the couch, me and my sister, and told us they had something they wanted to talk about. My mom looked hopeful. My stepdad looked expectant. He told us he loved us, that we were like his own kids, and asked if we'd consider adding his last name to ours, just like Mom had done when she married him. He phrased it like a gift, said it would mean a lot to him, that it would solidify us as a family. I remember sitting there in shock. I was still waking up some mornings expecting Dad to walk through the door. I hadn't even had the chance to properly grieve. And now, they were asking me to change something that connected me to him. We both said no clearly. My sister didn't even hesitate. I remember her clinging to my hand like she needed backup. My stepdad's reaction wasn't outright angry, but it wasn't great either. He didn't take our answer well. What really stuck with me was when he said, "Just let me know when you change your minds." When, not if. That rubbed me the wrong way even back then. As time passed, I tried to let it go. My stepdad didn't bring it up again for a while, and he has been decent to us overall. He's taken care of us, supported our interests, even taught me how to drive. We've never had a screaming match or anything, but there's always been this underlying pressure to see him as my dad, my real dad. That word has never fit him in my mind. About 2 years ago, my mom let it slip that they would have asked us to take his last name before Dad died if the timing had worked out. That was a gut punch. Like, they were just waiting for Dad to be out of the picture so they could rewrite our identities. That revelation hit hard, and I ended up in therapy with my mom for a year. I tried to explain to her that it wasn't just about names. It was about memory, identity, respect. Fast forward to last week. I thought the name thing had been put to rest, but nope. They brought it up again. Same question, would we consider adding our stepdad's last name to ours? Only this time the tone was more serious. When we said no again, my mom got frustrated. My stepdad looked genuinely hurt. He said it pained him that we still didn't want to do it after all he had done for us. That he had loved us like his own, raised us alongside our half-siblings, and deserved to be recognized as a dad. He wasn't just asking anymore. He was making a case. He said he wasn't trying to erase our dad. He even emphasized that we wouldn't have to drop our dad's last name, just add his. But that doesn't change how it feels to me. It feels like pressure. Like I owe him something because he stepped into a role that, yes, was important, but not the same. He keeps saying he's not trying to replace my dad, but asking me to change my name, even partly, feels like exactly that. The real kicker. He brought up how we still go to my dad's family's house every year on Dad's birthday. He's always acted a little weird about it, passive-aggressive, hurt, withdrawn. One year he planned something on the same day, and when we chose to honor our dad instead, he took it personally. My mom tried to make us do his thing instead, but we stood firm and she relented. So after all that, I told them clearly, I do not want to change my name. I will not change my name. There's nothing they can do to convince me. My name connects me to a dad who loved me with everything he had until his very last day. That's not something I'm willing to water down, even if it's just an addition. That didn't go over well. My mom said she was disappointed in us, that we were being cold and unfair to the man who had stepped up and helped raise us. She said she expected better. But honestly, I think I'm being as respectful as I can be. I'm not yelling, I'm not name-calling, I'm just saying no. I've said it calmly and kindly every time, and they keep pushing like my answer doesn't count. So now I'm wondering, AITA for refusing to add my stepdad's last name, even though he's been a decent parent figure and clearly cares.